Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, in 2020, Uhuru Kenyatta transferred the Kenya Meat Commission to the Ministry of Defense. Uhuru had a reason he did so. He did not just wake up in the morning and he made such a move. He had intelligence, he had advisors, and so his decision was well informed. So, from that time until when he was handing over power to William Samoei Ruto, the Kenya Meat Commission was under the Ministry of Defense. We know the backlash it got from people like Aden Duale, who is now the CS for Defense, and other individuals like Kipchumba Murkomen, Ruto himself, and others. Then in January this year, through an executive order number 1, Ruto reverted Uhuru's decision and transferred the Kenya Meat Commission back to the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, and all those other things. So he literally reverted Uhuru Kenyatta's decision. I don't know if his decision was well informed, who advised him to do so, or was it because of his differences with Uhuru Kenyatta. But again, governance, you cannot reduce it to your own differences with other people. It was very clear that the Kenya Meat Commission was depending on the national government for the funding every time. They would make laws because several individuals were cutting deals and they were siphoning everything. So it was either you privatize it or give it to the military to run it. Watu wakasema military wakae kwa camp, kazi ya civilian ifanywe na civilian. But the fact was that we were losing a lot of money. So today, William Ruto has changed his mind. In Executive Order number 2 of the year 2023, he has reverted back the Kenya Meat Commission to Aden Duale's docket, defense. So KDF is now back in charge of Kenya Meat Commission. And if you check very clear, which is now we are understanding that Ruto is learning his mistake. He did. Since Uhuru Kenyatta placed the KMC under the management of KDF, KMC had started making improvement. It strategically reduced its reliance on the national government for funding. Ilikuwa imerudi chini. But now, Ruto is realizing that he made a mistake, and now they have to start now doing what Uhuru was trying to avoid. Funding something that can stand on its own, na ifanya shughuli zao vile inafaa. Even when Uhuru was doing so, he was well aware that the biggest consumer of the meat from KMC, it was KDF. Nyama kubwa ile inauzwa pale inauzwa kwa KDF. Uhuru alikuwa anajua. Na akaona it is good for them to have the management because even they are the biggest consumer. KDF is one of the most disciplined forces. When you say right, it is right, no backwards. When they are given order, they follow the order to the end. So because of that, already the people who are cutting deal were kept off. Cartels had no more time or space to advance their business of looting Kenyans dry. Because the biggest problem we have had in this country is that we have individuals who have been given the mandate to manage parastatus. But they are well aware that when the parastatus are going down, the government normally comes in to jumpstart it. Ile mambo wakafanya, Mias is now on its knees. But it wasn't making loss. Reality is that there were individuals who were pocketing money. So that's what was happening at Kenya Meat Commission. They have the market, but they pretend like they are making losses so that the government will put in more money as they pocket. Now the KDF has been mandated with the responsibility of making sure that they're also working on food security. Sasa hata amewaongezea mamlaka ingine. So Uhuru was right, Ruto was wrong, and now he's learning his mistake. That's why we are saying that this regime is behaving like they are clueless. They force us to refer to them as like kind of clueless leadership. We are seeing display of poor governance. Like people who do not have advisors, people who do not have a plan. They just come to experiment. And such kind of move justify what we have been saying here. Uhuru has been vindicated by the decision that Ruto made today to revert KMC to KDF. He was right, Ruto was wrong. Ruto was experimenting, but Uhuru was acting on a wisdom of being well informed on what is happening. His decision was well informed. But because of egocentric kind of leadership, watu wakifua, wakujionyesha, Mr. Right, to show that Uhuru was wrong and is right, to massage the egos of other individuals like those who are saying that kazi ya public ibai kwa public. I'm wondering what Aden Duale will be saying today, now that the docket is back to his ministry. Atasema nini? He was against it. Now, iko baka kwa mikono yake. Atasema nini? He's the one overseeing the work there, mambo ya KDF. Mambo ya policy issues. He's in charge. But what did they say in the beginning? These are part of the people who are misadvising William Ruto. So this move, and you will see many things, Sakaja pia ajipange. Sababu itafika mahali labda warudishe badi kule ama mtu mwingine. Unless you work for the people. And Nairobi should be working for everyone. So many things that Uhuru Kenyatta did, then Ruto came in and he reverted. Hey, he might just go back in his state house and open the Uhuru Kenyatta's diary and check. So it confirms that Ruto has been forced to drink from the cup of Uhuru Kenyatta. He has been forced. He has no other option. And this confirms that he might be a kind of a leader who do not take advice or who listen to wrong advice. Then he end up coming out with the wrong decision that add no value to the economy. So to deal with the issue of corruption, if indeed he wanted to fight corruption, that's the way he needed to go. Do like that, what kila kitu irudi in a better way so that it's functional and it's not bringing losses to the government. Then you can rethink on what to do next. So Wakenya wamedhibitisha kwamba they are much corrupt. And once you give a job to anyone, they are thinking on how to enrich themselves, but not on how to work for wananchi. But if you check on KDF, these are the men in cloth, Men in uniform are much disciplined. So it confirms that we have a leader who might be experimenting on Kenyans. Even his finance bill is an experiment. And so many other things that he's doing, it is an experiment. And because of being misled, that's why he's even launching Uhuru Kenyatta's project that were accomplished and they are serving people. Once you have a leader who will be focusing on such things, when will he work for the people? The more he launches, the more he thinks that now he's working for the people. And the more he promises, then it tells you that when the promises are too much, it becomes a problem to deliver.